All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Much peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. You sincere Akim out there, and you sincere Akwath, wholeheartedly waiting upon the Lord Yahweh to send his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, to deliver us from this captivity. To you, I say Shalom. This is going to be another news of the week. A quick report. I just got a few articles here. As we all know, America is currently at war. America and Israel is currently at war with Iran. And we're about to witness the ushering in of the MOTB. We're about to witness the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. So there's a lot of articles coming out about the different updates going on over there in the Middle East. And this is all prophesied. The prophets have been telling you this, starting with our heralds and our apostles, Great Millstone. We've been telling you this for a while now. And now it's starting to happen, right? Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, says, though the vision tarry, wait for it. You know, it will surely not tarry. So now the vision is speaking, and we're witnessing it, you know, and we rejoice when we see these things happening. You know, these people in the world who have no understanding, they're not rejoicing. You know, they're talking about how gas prices is about to go up, how their summer plans is about to be canceled, right? Because, you know, Trump's basically hinted at there being a draft. And we know there will be a draft because the scriptures say that the women shall mourn, having no bridegrooms, because they're gonna die in the war. 2nd Ezra 16, I believe. I'm actually gonna grab that. 2nd Ezra 16, verse 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Right? So, this is about to happen. This is CBS News. U.S. and Israel launched another round of strikes on Iran following Soleimani's killing. Now, this was updated on March 1st. This is old news now because his son was set up as the new Ayatollah. So, you know, we know he was killed. You know, there was multiple different strikes, and they're going to continue to strike. You know, this isn't going to slow down. And when it does slow down, we know that Yahweh Shem Shai said the precept in 1 Thessalonians, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. Right? So, and I don't know what the hell I'm witnessing right now. I'm witnessing some crazy shit. You know, Jake out here fooling. And you know what? I wasn't going to mention it, but because it's so distracting, I'm actually going to witness it. You got a Jake out here. Like, basically Jake over here, I don't know what's going on, man. But, hey, these women, they ain't got it, man. You know, they act big and tough. And, you know, like, bro, I just saw this Jake just manhandling this chick, man. You know? And it was playful, but, hey, in that day, it ain't gonna be playful, man. And that's why that's the spirit. Now that I'm thinking about it, the 2nd Ezra 16, they shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. Right? These women are going to be helpless without a man. That's why they're going to mourn. And the women are going to, let me read it again. It says, the women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Because who is the main help for a woman? A man, right? The scriptures say that a man should be a covert from the wind, a tempest, a great rock in a weary land, rivers of water in a dry place, roughly paraphrasing. Right now, women have the illusion that, they can just, the men, every beck and call, I can just hit up him or hit up them or hit up, and I can get what I want. But there's going to be a time when all hell's going to break loose, and that's going to come to an end, man. And I didn't read the finishing verse 34. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish in famine. You see, so the ones that go over there and fight in that war, they're going to die. And the ones over here that ain't get drafted, they're going to die of famine. And dying of famine is very bad. It's not a good death. Right, so I'm going to keep going. All right, RT News. It says Americans warned to flee Middle East. You had a lot going on with, you had the Jakes that was stuck in Dubai. And, hey, to be honest, this is not the right time to be traveling out of the country. Like domestic traveling, within the country, I wouldn't say it's too bad, but you trying to go outside the country is, especially anywhere over there, is ridiculous, man. Right? And they cancel flights to stop Americans from coming back. So you might not. They said some of them people that left out, they ain't gonna see them again, man. And I pray how about Shemi Al-Shai, he turn it up. But like I said earlier, the MOTB has to come to pass first before this destruction comes. So they might end up going at it for months. This could be a war that goes throughout the whole summer, all the way back up into the winter. We don't know. But it says the State Department has urged U.S. citizens to leave over a dozen countries immediately amid escalating Iranian retaliatory strikes. And we're going to see if they make it back, but I doubt it, man. They're probably going to lie and say, oh, yeah, all of our U.S. citizens are back safe. Them niggas is hung up. Is these your citizens? You don't know. All right, another article. U.S. announces deeper strikes in Iran. Senate fails to curb Trump's war powers. Live updates. And ultimately, this war is this is another bankers' war. Most wars are all bankers' wars. These elite bankers, they're ready for the dollar to collapse, man. They're talking about how the fact that Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz, that is going to ultimately cripple the dollar, because those countries over there that was trading their oil, they're trading it in the US dollar. And now that they're not able to make those trades, they're like, okay, well, why are we trying to still trade in the US dollars? So they're ultimately going to back out of it. No more dollar. So what? They're going to establish a new currency, a world currency, something that cannot be forged, so to speak. But they can forge it because that MOTB, that them bitcoins and all this digital currency is all generated, man, ones and zeros. So the power that Trump has is given to him first and foremost by the Heavenly Father, but secondly, the elites. The elites are in control of all this. This is a script that they're following. They want these things to be done. Because trust and believe, if they didn't want Trump doing what he's doing, his ass would have got assassinated by now. He would not be in the power seat. right? It says RT. Trump claims U.S. can wage war forever. And this is a lie. You can't. Even if you met for a long time, America is being shown as weak right now. That's why scriptures say, has thou become weak as we? Thou that didst shake the kingdoms, right? Because the fact that Iran is even going blow for blow with America and Israel right now is just a bad look, man. This big mighty hammer of the earth, right? That's supposed to be just the because you see how what they went into Venezuela. See, this is all prepped. They went into Venezuela to get the oil, making it seem like it was he's drug cartels and this and that and blah blah whatever. But in actuality, they were preparing for this war. You see, because he even said it in one of his press conferences. He said, we have a ton of oil and gas. We have nothing to worry about. We are acquainted with Venezuela. You stole Venezuela. What are you talking about? You stole Venezuela and you're seizing their oil. Right? And they want to get in Greenland because Greenland also has oil and they also have different minerals and resources there. And that's a very strategic place. So, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is mustering the host of the battle. It says Pentagon has virtually unlimited ammo stockpiles, the president has asserted. The U.S. is prepared to fight a war forever with its virtually unlimited ammunition stockpiles, President Trump has claimed. And at the end of the day, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to put the spirit on all of these nations, especially the 10 horns, where it says that they shall hate the whore and eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And Lord is about to put the spirit on these nations to take this place down, man. And we are all for it. Oh, well, what do you mean? You're in America. How are you going to get? We have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai that He's going to lift us up out of here in the twinkling of an eye at the last trump. Right? Lord willing, man. All right. It says Trump says UK's Starmer is no Winston Churchill after rift over Iran strikes. It says Trump criticizes Starmer again over Iran support. This is not Winston Churchill. It says, let's see. They always put that. Says complainant Stammer has said Britain did not take part in the U.S.-Israeli assault on Tehran because any British military action must have a viable, thorough plan, and he did not believe in regime change from the skies. So ultimately, there's just more Jeremiah 51. I will send fanners and they shall fan it. Right, so ultimately, it's just that spirit. The Heavenly Father's putting that spirit out there to ultimately hasten this war. There's a lot of talks, there's a lot of back and forths, different things like that, and it's going to continue. These wars, these rumors of wars, these different skirmishes that's going on are going to increase. And it talks about that in the 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. With the Carmanians and the Arabians, etc. Ishmael's ultimately gonna get involved more over there, the Saudis. And all we gotta do is keep watching and praying, man. Keep watching, praying, see how about Shem Yahushai, and He's gonna show us what the deal is. Right? He said, then shall you know that I am the Lord that have spoken. When all these things start to come to pass. So It's all just a matter of time. That's pretty much it, man. You know, like I said, this is pretty much old news now, because it's really so much is going on. Like the elder apostle Tahar, he says, you know, there's I think it's decades when weeks happen, or it's weeks when decades happen, and decades when weeks happen, or something like that. I can't remember the quote off the top, but basically there's a lot happening right now in just within a few weeks. Right, we're in the second week of March 2026, year of apostasy, sellouts and agents, and Jacob's trouble. And this man has already kidnapped a country, murdered a leader of another country, started a war, and this year isn't even, we're not even in finishing the first trimester yet. You know, we still got 2 weeks left in March. So let's see what all unveils in these last days of Babylon. And, you know, hopefully I pray Yahweh Shem Yahushai to keep our spirit. So I'm going to end it there. I pray this is edifying and faith boosting. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor again to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom.